Jimmy on the beat, boy.
Okay, boomer. Whatever you say, boomer. 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 BOOMER, please your dusty mood don't vibe with me. You are old and so therefore I must say 10 for dinosaur. Hey. Okay, boomer. Whatever you say, boomer. Okay, boomer. Whatever you say, boomer. Okay, boomer. Whatever you say, boomer. Okay, boomer.
Jimmy on the
Okie
beat,
dokie,
boy.
boomer.
Welcome.
I'm almost Chanda.
Yeah, it does. You got the ears on perfect. That's
It's
hilarious.
better than a giant
Hey.
dildo.
Right?
That happened once,
Yeah.
but it wasn't. It was the Iowa State Fair.
Yes, me between the hay balls.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was
the
good.
hay balls.
Yeah, that was fun. That was fun.
How's it going?
Yeah, welcome. Welcome, chat. We've got Miss Amber King joining us from Brave New Future today. You might know her from
Yeah.
our sister from Roar.
Yeah. How's it going? Made it through Monday, made it to Tuesday. Woo. It feels
Really?
like a journey.
Every week's a journey.
Shanda told me that I've got to suffer through Mercury and retro hate for how many months now? 3 months? 4 months?
Mercury is retrograde till June 3rd, which means anything that can go wrong will go wrong. You'll have financial difficulties. Your car will break down. I mean, now is just a time to really have patience and do a
Hunker
little
down.
self-evaluation. Yeah, and self-evaluation, I guess, is really what they say.
I think that
Don't
hate-
plan any large trips
Yeah.
during this time. I've learned that the hard
Mhm.
way. You know, your keys get locked in your car, your starter breaks,
Yeah, exactly.
your debit card gets swiped or stolen, you know, just shit
Murphy's
goes
Law.
wrong. You don't feel good
My-
also.
My patience
Yeah.
bone is gone. So
No, mine's gone. Gone.
I'm screwed.
I unleashed on a poor Walmart greeter this morning, and I don't feel ashamed because I'm over the authoritarian bullshit in our culture right now.
Yeah, we get.
I already had the debit card problem. I had a card where I hadn't changed the PIN. And they're like, and ever since with this bank, whatever the fuck since COVID, it's just been a nightmare. They have closed down locations that
Yeah.
were convenient. Their phone system sucks now. Nobody's available after
Right.
hours. And so it's like, I didn't change the PIN. Why is it not working? Oh, well, you need to change your PIN. I'm like, but I never changed it. You know,
Ugh.
I'm like, none of this is making any sense except for you won't let me get my money. You know,
Yeah, that's kind of inconvenient.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's the
Perfect
bottom line.
retrograde
That's the bottom
scenario.
line. They won't let you get your money. Hey, Chouts, what's up? I need this monitor a little closer. There we go.
hug that monitor. Give it a
Yeah.
little love.
Don't break it.
You gotta be able to
Don't
see.
break it.
No, I know. That one's, I don't want that one to fall. That one's heavy. Let's see over in the rock fan. Hey, Fred Edward, welcome. Thank you so much for sharing us out. I always see Fred tagging us and sharing us on Facebook and the
Yeah.
Twitterverse. Thank you so much. You guys can give us a thumbs up. It really helps with the algorithm.
Are you begging again?
I know. I hate when I have to do that. I
Damn
sound
it,
like
Jordan,
Jordan
stop
Charlton.
it.
I know. I'm done. My Jordan Charlton came out for a
Yeah,
second.
you're begging for a thumbs up. Damn it. Not $80,000.
I didn't
Just a
ask for
thumbs up.
$80,000. Come on.
Yeah,
You're not shaving anything,
No,
so
you're
you're
not
okay.
I'm not even going to go there.
We're
Sorry.
terrible. We're terrible. This is the Beauty and the Boomer PayPal. If you'd like to hit our PayPal, there's a QR code.
Yeah, that's our hypocrisy knows no bounds. We're still
It does
using
know no
PayPal
bounds.
until things get better with that, which will switch to something else. But right,
Right.
now-
Tell me
It's
where to go.
until you get enough to make that down payment in the metaverse.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, I can't afford anything in the real universe, so I need to go into the metaverse. Is basically.
I owe somebody in the chat a big apology for last. Well, actually, I don't, but I'm going to apologize for all of us here.
What you do, Oz?
Cirrus, 1976. I think Farron accidentally called Cirrus Circus 1976 last night.
Oh, handles get messed up.
And they
It's
get
never
messed up all the
intentional.
time, but I really do. I want to make that clear because I
We're
get a little
sorry.
sensitive when people miss my Super Ray or miss my comment. And we're all adults here and stuff, but we want to go the extra mile. So if we do miss something,
Right.
point it out so we know. Left to the left, hey, how you doing? How's that coffee? Left to the left. Left to the left.
You got some
Joey's
Joey's
coffee.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Getting the good
Jilly.
stuff.
Jilly. Shanda said, "Oh, I got to put this in the deck." So we put that in the. Shanda put that in the deck, Jilly.
Thanks, Jilly.
It's gonna be fun.
Fred says you need to boost your audio. I agree with him.
My audio needs to be boosted.
Yeah, you're a little soft tonight.
No way, really?
No way, really? He sounds fine
Big
in
mouth
my.
man, Big Mouth Oz here. Let me see. Is that better? I'm gonna kick it up a notch. God, it doesn't seem to be going up. What the heck?
Damn. Yeah, no.
Is it louder for you guys?
Tiny bit.
Tiny
bit
bit?
louder,
I think
but
you
not
need
a
your
lot.
mic. Eat the microphone, sir. Better. See how our micro. We keep our microphones in front of our faces.
Yeah.
Yours is down in the head. Yeah, I think you
Down
got
in
the
the
head on
dump,
the
Yeah, Crown of
hand on the
Anarchy.
head mode.
Crown of Anarchy. I'm going to say anarchy, right? Good to see you. Anybody
The
else? Did I
new
miss some?
buzzword.
New buzzword. Yeah, Anthony.
New buzzword.
What's going on, Anthony? Anthony, you need to tweet more, man, so I can like more. Anthony does some great tweets. I love Anthony's tweets. And I think that's it. So what do we got going on tonight, ladies? Patreon. Tell them what we're going to do with this Patreon.
Yeah, you got it. Patreon's taken off. I'm super excited for the Patreon. So you can join the official B&B Patreon, and there's different tiers. And tier 3, which is the big boomer tier, you get your own associate producer card. And so we've been having fun with your guys' pictures. You send them in, we tune them, and make your card custom to you, and you get credit on Saturday night's B&B credit roll at the end of the show.
Do you get like a nitro upgrade and some dance off points?
Yeah.
You can.
Yeah, you can. We're gonna.
Maybe we got to do a point system. That is a smart thing.
We're gonna expand the goodies in there as they come along. So if you have any good ideas, except for dinner and dancing, we're not up to that yet. So. But we can do that. So anyway, so it's been stupid today all day again. Is it Monday? It's only Monday, right?
It feels like Monday. I've been calling it Monday all day, but yesterday was technically Monday.
Yeah,
right?
I don't.
Yesterday was Monday.
I don't usually promote my own artwork from other shows, but today, because Sister Fee loved this card so much, on Combo Couch Live today, you see Joe Biden there with a big pile of money going to Ukraine, and a little itty bitty going to the United States of an infrastructure, healthcare, and everything crumbling. So she really liked that card today. And then you brought that one. Who's that? Zelensky's evil sister, or what is that?
Yeah, no, I love Biden there pilling bills at him.
Yeah.
Because that's what's happening.
That is.
Money shot.
Yeah, that is a money shot.
Money shot.
Very nice. Very nice. Very good shot there. And that's what's happening. So if you are not enraged about all the money that's going to all these other countries, especially Ukraine, that we never have any money for our country, for its infrastructure or its people or homeless or healthcare, then I would call your Democrat, Republican rep and say, not one more goddamn dollar.
I think you're just being a little selfish, Oz.
You say, yes, I am. And when I hear people say, we could do both, yeah, we probably could, but we won't. We won't. We never will.
So my favorite part of my lovely little drive home is when I put on about 30 seconds of NPR before I went.
Why?
Do it. It's torture. I do it just to torture. What are these fucks talking about now? So I turn it on for 30 seconds before I want to smash the dash.
Yeah.
And they're telling me, Putin's in for the long haul. He's digging in. I'm like, I wonder why. We just $40 billion worth of reasons.
From what we hear, it's going to be over soon.
Is that just 5 minutes?
Yeah, we hear it's going to be over soon. So if they don't want it to be over, they're going to pump more money into it, right? So think about it.
Every time. That's the way it goes.
Ladies, has critical thinking skills been diminished or eliminated in the United States of America?
They don't exist. They haven't existed.
Oh my
in a
God!
long time.
I know. I've got strong opinions, strong as anybody else's opinions. But come on, really? And what did Obi-Wan say? Obi-Wan Kenobi. Here's a Star Trek. Here's a boomer thing. Sometimes the most obvious is the least suspected. No shit. So anyway, think about it, guys.
You got to flex your muscles like Zelensky there.
Yeah, my muscles.
I love the tat. The tat was my
I like the
favorite.
pectorals. Those were good
Yeah,
muscles on that
Good
dude.
pecs.
Tell us about Pano, Amber.
Well, I figured you saw the strip club. I figured, well, they had a band. Bono's now infamous little concert stunt he pulled off in Kiev.
Yeah.
Is just lockstep in barrel with his Malta-based firm he uses to invest in these shopping centers or
No way.
the Gates sponsored events
What?
and
Not
education.
Bono's
Clutch my
a
pearls.
decent human being. Are you sure?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
at the top of the shit lib of music list.
Isn't he
I would say.
Obama's best friend?
I think so.
Probably.
I
I mean,
think so.
what was he an Epstein jet flyer?
Yeah,
Maybe.
I think he was partying with Branson and Obama and them. when
Oh
they were
yeah,
doing their
he's
thing.
good friends with Branson for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Wow.
Just
But
another
him
rich
and Gates
person.
are tightly woven.
A rich person that can sing back in the 80s. Because honestly, I haven't cared for anything that YouTube put out since
the
90s?
the early 90s, yeah.
the early 90s.
Yeah.
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 Probably Octoon Babe is probably the last time I was like, okay, cool.
Me too. Octoon, baby. That was it. That
Octoon,
was
baby.
it.
Yeah.
And that's it.
And now he just sings the same songs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's
Over
what they do at that
and over
age. You know,
again.
come on.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a boomer thing.
Yeah. The Jones generation. Did you bring this, Chanda?
Well, for Mother's Day, Nancy had to make the rounds. And of course, she had zero self-awareness, like always.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, who joins us this Mother's Day.
Well, she
from
got a
San
facelift last
Francisco.
week.
Happy Mother's Day to you, Madam Speaker.
It's fresh.
On
His eyes again.
Yeah, it's fresh. Look at that.
Thank you. And before we get to abortion, we did have this surprise
Happy
visit
Mother's
on
Day to
Mother's
you,
Day
but
by the
before we
First
get
Lady,
to
Dr.
abortion.
Jill Biden, to Ukraine. Happy Mother's Day to you, Madam Speaker. And before we get to abortion, happy Mother's Day to you, Madam Speaker. And before we get to
happy abortion day to you
on-
too,
Mother's Day
Pelosi.
to you, Margaret.
Yeah.
Is there any that Nestle formula for that abortion day
Yeah, probably.
event?
Get it in an
We definitely have that on the deck.
get it
Definitely.
in
Checking.
an IV bottle. Tell me you didn't bring the View.
Oh, God.
Did you bring
Yeah.
the View? Oh my God.
This is just, it speaks for itself.
Roll the tape. Alright, firstly, let's start off with this beautiful clip with, of course, none other than Sunny Hostin. The same people from The View who are constantly screeching about racism, well, of course, surprised to absolutely no one, are the biggest racists themselves. Take a look at this little exchange right over here with The View's Sunny Hostin.
Chris Cuomo, I know. Okay, but I know this may be a novel point, a
Anna
novel
Navarro.
idea for somebody who's, a supporter of Trump. But there are people who are capable of being related and not having ethical interests.
Trump, there's many things that I don't stand by that Trump did. Trump has done things that are racist. I'm a black woman first, so always understand that. But I do say that I have many conservative values that I will talk to you about. And so if you look at your network that you're standing behind, yes, and when you look at your network that you're standing behind, you're saying that you look at Chris Cuomo.
I feel like that's an oxymoron, a black Republican.
You feel like it's an oxymoron.
Holy
Why?
shit.
Your friend right here is a
Yeah,
Republican.
she said it.
We had
She's
this
not-
conversation
Tell me
many
what
times.
you do, and you say you feel like it's an oxymoron that you're Catholic, but you also are pro-life.
I don't
You ain't
understand.
black.
You don't understand yourself.
Jack.
You have
I understand myself. I don't understand either of
This, but it's not a personal conversation.
Yeah.
We're going. I don't like. We're
Look
having
at
a
her grab
personal
her
conversation
earpiece.
about CNN
I don't
and
understand.
how
She
black
knows
people
she-
get leads.
she
I
effed
don't
up.
understand Latino Republicans.
Well, here's
I
what
don't.
today this is not about me, and it's not about you.
Blasio
It's
better.
about celebrating Corinne Jean-Pierre
And I
the
think we
history
should, and we
she's
can agree
making.
on that.
Yeah, the producer was freaking out in her ear.
Right back.
Now that, my friends, is unadulterated racism. That is straight up bigotry, elitist left-wing bigotry, a closed mind, and just incredibly insulting. This is why identity politics is so despicable and so destructive. Sunny Hostin literally claims a black Republican is an oxymoron. I don't understand black Republicans and I don't understand Latino Republicans. And this is what started off as subtle racism and subtle bigotry from the left, which has just become unadulterated racism. This is the same.
Oops.
So my question is, if they're firing bitches from the View, that we've seen that a lot over the last, anybody who stands up to them, right? I mean, well, especially in the Republican seat, because they give one Republican chair, right?
Yeah.
They have the one Republican chair where Meghan McCain always sat,
Elizabeth
and the rest are all
Hasselbeck,
shit.
Yeah.
The rest are all shit lips. Oh yeah, Hasselbeck was there. Forgot
she
about
was
her,
a treat, too.
but yeah, she was a treat. It was a good job. Yeah, she was. But you know, Whoopi just had to go on hiatus over some shit she said a couple of months ago, which we covered.
Yeah.
I see Sunny going bye-bye after that comment.
Well, they were yelling pretty loud because she had to pull her microphone or her earpiece out because she was
somebody
getting
else
screamed
was
at.
yelling at her.
Yeah, saying,
Yeah, there was a producer in her ear, like,
"Why did you say that?"
but still, I mean, and that's not even the bottom line. Is she's how fucking rude? How rude! You're on daytime TV, 10 o'clock in the fucking morning. You're supposed to be having a civil conversation, and that's the most civil response that you can come up with. We have to entertain conversations with people every fucking day that we don't like to have, but it doesn't mean that you insult them, that you're rude, and that you're bigoted about having the conversation with them.
I mean, here's the problem I see is I don't think these people in this bubble, in this graphic that they're going after to come on these shows like this and be hosts, I don't think they can get away with it. I mean, I think it's just inherently part of of who they are, and
yikes.
No matter how good somebody pans out in the casting, you're gonna end up with this same bullshit.
Well, yeah, because we know, right? We know.
Yeah, don't worry, Sonny. Niratan is dropping a check in the mail to you as we speak. So. Nira. Did I bring this or did you bring this?
Speaking of shit libs, I love this MSM victim. We need an opt-out of funding wars option with filing our taxes.
Amber, is that available yet, or do you know?
That is not on your 1040A or B or C.
I didn't see it.
Amber,
I'll let you know.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Amber did my taxes this year, and you did a beautiful job. Thank you. I got $1 back.
Tax will be.
She got $1 back.
I got $1. I got the check, $1.
Oh, you did? Did you frame it?
Yeah, I told Joey to keep it. We're not gonna. She's got. Joey. She's gonna want to put it in the bank right now.
We're not to spend it in one place.
I'm going to frame that thing because it's a classic.
Hilarious.
All right, I want to see photo evidence of this.
I will.
easy.
No problem.
Check.
$1 check. So that's
I
good.
did that with a 1-cent check from the state of Hawaii.
I thought about
Nice.
it though. It kind of scared me that I got $1 back. How close was I to having to pay? And you know what I make?
Yeah. That's scary.
Nothing.
Yeah.
That's scary. What did you bring here? Did Jilly bring this?
This is the one that Jilly dropped in the chat for the pre-show extravaganza. I thought I'd put it on the deck.
Let's give it a look. Eat, trade, travel, right?
Eat, trade, travel.
Aw.
Don't lean forward. And the zip line, and well, you'll see. Oh, look at her. Hang on, John.
Look at her hang on.
Did I hear a laugh?
AOC.
Joey Reed.
Yeah, I got the perfect call for a bingo clerk.
Hello.
Well, I beg to differ. Yeah, hotly all day.
Kamala.
Harris.
What is getting across the trouble?
Fauci.
Show Fauci.
Perfect timing.
There's AOC.
Done at the gingerbread house.
Schiff. Shit. Adam Shit.
I can't stop talking about him now. Well, you have to.
Is that Don Lemon?
I'll lead an effective strategy to That's right.
Thank you, Jilly. I needed that.
That was a good one, Jilly.
I needed that, Jilly. Thank you so much.
I do love that show. It makes me giggle.
That is hilarious. That's hilarious. All right, who brought Lindsay Graham? Damn it!
Okay, so Yeah, Lindsay.
Got a little hot water today.
Well,
Yeah, he did. This was 9 minutes, and I only brought you the first 2 minutes of it. But he steps in dog shit every other fucking word in this. So enjoy.
Welcome to the duopoly, kids.
Yeah, exactly.
Joining us now from South Carolina, Senator Lindsey Graham. Senator, welcome back to Fox News Sunday.
Thank you.
Senator, we'll get to the Supreme Court in just a moment, but first I want to talk about Ukraine. You have these intelligence leaks about targeting Russian generals, sinking a Russian warship.
Right.
Does that make war likely between the U.S. and Russia? In other words, does that leak and the intelligence targeting equal heavy weapons, planes in the eyes of Putin? How do you see it?
Well, no, Putin winning is a disaster for the United States. That means he's going to move forward further in Europe. He's trying to rewrite the map of Europe. If Putin wins, then Taiwan is probably going to be invaded by China. But if Putin loses, then I think that's a great day for Europe, a great day for the United States. We need to triple down on our willingness to help the Ukraine. We need to pass a $33 billion supplemental package, $20 billion for weapons. We need to work with the International Criminal Court to gather evidence to prosecute Putin personally. We need a resolution that I have with Senator Blumenthal, a Democrat, to designate Russia as a state sponsor of terrorism. We need to put more weapons in theater that can strike the Russian military offensively. So I want to triple down on beating Putin.
He wants
Burns
to triple
said today,
down.
the CIA director, that Putin would double down because he can't lose in Ukraine. Well, I want to triple down because we can't let him win in Ukraine.
Good answer.
He goes on to explain how he's demanding a no-fly zone immediately. Yeah.
Okay.
Is there the strong arm cash where we force everybody into NATO on top of that?
Yeah.
Because the risk is real, and what you're missing in this clip, which is what happens in the rest of the conversation, is he goes on to tell you what a danger it's going to be about China.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, he kind of put that in the beginning because, of course, Taiwan is, oh my God, it's a done deal. And yeah.
And we just stripped the language that says Taiwan's independent. So clearly we're setting the stage here. But all you amazing people at the midterms, you're going to come in and change the Republican Party, aren't you?
Yeah. But Nancy Pelosi just called for a stronger Republican Party.
Perfect.
Yeah. Yeah.
Happy fucking abortion day to you.
We
too,
need
Nancy.
a stronger Republican Party.
I want
great.
them to make a remake of the movie Dr. Strangelove, and I want Lindsey Graham to get a walk-on part where he's riding the bomb out of the plane. That would fit perfectly. He can do Slim Pickens' part. So
totally.
Yeah.
Him and Pompeo, tag team it.
Yeah.
You set the stage, I'll carry it out.
Yeah.
I just got breaking news that the House has passed the $40 billion military aid package.
You got to be kidding me! They did.
Wow. We can't get them to pass shit for years and years, but man, they sure got that through.
So call your senators because it's got to go through the Senate now, right?
Yep.
I'm calling Cantwell and Murray in the morning, and I'm going to be very stern with what I'm going to tell them. And that's going to make a difference.
Yeah. I'll change. I'll tell them I'm not voting for
I'm not voting for you.
You should make some crayon drawings and fax it to them.
Yeah.
You work for the people. Do what we say, or we'll vote you out.
Yeah.
They make all those great free fax programs that you can get online. Everybody.
I got to tell you guys.
Fax the switchboard.
After the last 3, 4, 5, 6 years living in Washington State, we've got the shittiest government. And it's not just because they're Democrats. It's because they're part of the duopoly.
Yeah.
That's it.
Come on.
Both sides are shitty.
Both sides
and
are
we're
shit.
just fucked. And I would say that's probably the same in every other state across the nation.
Some are better.
Had
Some are better.
Biden visit. We've had our entire Democratic shit lib team just tiptoeing through the cherry blossoms with Biden. Last week, it was our state Democratic Party chair.
I don't even want to know.
Going
I
up
don't
to
even
Nancy
wanna
Pelosi
know.
about her amazingness and how fortunate we are.
I don't even want to know. It's so dirty. That's why I left. That's why I will never go to another convention. I will never do another meeting. No.
Aren't you feeling the warm fuzzies?
Oh, it gives
the
me
thing that shocked me, honestly, because you mentioned Patty Murray, is I didn't recognize her.
Yeah, she's not
all that
aging
money,
well.
or was she just
Is she
Oh,
doing
not like-
He
cocaine
has
or
not
meth?
had the same beauticians that do
Nancy.
Nancy's.
Well,
Nancy.
she
that way.
didn't get her share of the adrenochrome.
Yeah, I know.
No.
That's what she
Yeah.
wants, that Lazarus pill that all of them get. And
Yeah,
they're not going to
exactly.
give her one. They just laugh at her.
Oh, I don't think Oprah's letting her into the tunnel.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, Oprah's not letting her into the
You're
tunnel.
in trouble, Patty. Go play your tennis shoe mom routine. Somebody who gives a shit. What's this? Shannon, did you bring this?
I've done some pretty stupid shit in my life, but I've never asked Pauly D for advice on how to handle inflation.
You got to be kidding. Is this real?
Yes, it's real.
Oh,
Let me guess. He's a crypto investor.
That's Fox for you, but don't worry, we shit on CNN and MSNBC here too.
Yeah, we
I
take
mean,
no
shit on all of
prisoners.
them.
Shit on all
Yep.
of them. The
Shit on
mainstream
all of
media
them.
is the biggest joke, and they are culpable in what's happened to this country over the last 4
100%.
decades. They are.
100%.
They are. So, if you're a Republican out there, don't blame the Democrats. Blame the mainstream media.
Yeah, exactly.
That's who it is. We got plenty to blame both you guys on. You're both shitbags. So, what do we got here?
I didn't leave a note on this one, but if I remember right, it's bad. So just play it.
Does that mean have my finger on the kill switch or what?
No,
Okay.
it's just an interview. I think it's okay.
All right. Oh, Memeology. It's good.
Here's the thing. Here's my feeling about the leaker. I would like to find out who the leaker is so I could make sweet love to that person.
What the fuck?
Because that person is a hero to me. Okay? And if the leaker,
that
a
poor
lot of people
guy's
are saying
dying.
he's going to be conservative, if the leaker is a Republican, and if I get pregnant during our lovemaking, I will joyfully
Is this
abort
real?
our fetus and let them know.
Comedian.
I don't know if that answered your question. I probably didn't.
It was a little off topic. It was a little. Go ahead,
Okay.
Joe.
TMI.
It's all rumor right now, right?
If the leaker is a Republican, and if I get pregnant during our lovemaking, I will joyfully abort our fetus and let them know.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah, I mean, the context is everything on that one.
Oh,
but-
my God.
Didn't know there was a leaker.
Oh, my God.
yeah, the
I've heard
leaker.
leaker a lot, but not context. That's great.
Right. No, the leaker of the draft is
Of
why
Alito's,
everybody's.
Alito's draft on
Yeah.
reversing Roe versus Wade. Or
Yeah,
changing
that's
it.
what
Well,
she's
let's-
talking about. Whoever leaked that is who she
Let's
wants to.
think of who in Alito's circle would have had access to that. I'm sure it can't be as hard to find as who killed Seth Rich.
It's probably his mistress.
Wow, good one, Amber. That was a good one.
Ah, shit. Oh my gosh. Well, I had to bring a couple of shouts from people that we follow on the Twitter. And Jack's Page dirtbag leftist, $40 billion to Ukraine while Flint still doesn't have clean water. Americans don't have health care. Infrastructure continues to age. Homelessness continues to grow. Turns out we are a shithole country. And Fiorella Isabel, you know that girl. The entire U.S. market is crashing. Europe is even worse off, and we will have no gas this winter. But hey, at least the Ukrainian military full of Nazis will be taken care of. Silver linings, that's positive, Fee. And Professor Zinkas, Democrats and Republicans in Congress use the Supreme Court to avoid doing their jobs. Lazy cowards making $174K a year, plus the backdoor promotions and the book deals. So I would say it's closer to $500,000 at least. So there we go.
Perfect.
That's it. And one of my favorites there is the new star for the remake of Grimm. That would be Amy Klobuchar from Minnesota. I have relatives in Minnesota. They think she's just the best thing since sliced
Oh, yeah.
bread.
Don't you know?
Well, that's because it's GMO wheat that she approved through the USDA and the FDA.
Jesus Christ! Oh my God, the world is coming to an end, and I almost can't wait.
Hi, Kate.
She
knows working
Kate,
people.
what's up?
Come on.
Lucky,
Kate
hi,
just
Lucky.
got home.
Hey, Popeye,
Lucky.
Popeye, the
Popeye.
Sailor Man. We've got Amber. You brought this.
I did. Yes, John McCain does know about the aliens. That's where we're really getting.
Oh, we knew that. We knew that.
Where we're really getting the news. No, more importantly, our longest political prisoner in U.S. history is still in prison and needs your support. So we are putting a lot of attention to free Leonard Peltier and hopefully call the White House comment line anyway. I mean, if you don't have this shit on speed dial, come on now. Let's do it. You've got to do it. 202, pull out your little phones. We're going to do it just like in a conference. Pull out your little phone, put in the number 202-456-1111. All right, comment in the chat when you've made your call.
Right. That's good. Meanwhile,
down.
and also while you're doing that, Julian Assange and
We might have a few other things to talk about.
Ed Snowden.
In the White House comment line. Just saying.
Yeah, just saying. and be stern with them. Be stern and serious, because you can't be nice to these politicians at all. Now, Chanda, you took this shot the other day, didn't you? That was Joe.
I don't know who took this shot. If this is a reface, I commend you, because it's a hell of a good reface.
Well, that would be a rebut.
I don't think it's a reface, though. I think it actually happened.
Really? He was.
Is that a dog? Is that a corgi?
Yeah.
Is that the Queen's Corgi?
Yeah. It's the Queen's Corgi.
I think that's the Queen's Corgi.
Oh my God!
Happy Jubilee.
Smells like chicken. Jesus.
I saw this on Twitter earlier, and the freaking comments were hilarious. It was worth a feed. A read of that feed.
You're so mean. You're so mean. I have a little serious thing I want to get into here. Shanda had a revolt at Walmart this morning, and
I did.
And I listened to Sister Sabby, and over the weekend, that asshole that writes for the New York Times, what's that guy's name? Oh God, he's terrible. God, brain freeze. You know who I'm talking about? The Jewish guy that's always been the trouble. God, he was talking about how don't go to these politicians' homes or judges' homes and protest. That's not civilized and things like that.
Right. I've got that further down in the deck. I brought Jimmy's take on it from yesterday.
Chad, who am I talking about? You know who I'm talking about. The guy that writes all the horse shit. He's been Israeli affiliated mouthpiece in this country at the New York Times. There's a lot of them.
I mean, who isn't?
Yeah,
it's a tough one.
That described all of them.
Yeah, it's I've got it. Yeah, I probably struck his name from my mouth. Gotta go. Anti-government protest strike grips Sri Lanka. Demonstrators continue with shortage of imported food, fuel, and medicine during severe economic crisis. Well, Sri Lanka's in really bad shape because their government basically extorted and stole everything and sent it everywhere else except reinvesting it into Sri Lanka to take care of its people. Amber, go ahead.
Well, guess what else they're really mad about in Sri Lanka?
Tell me.
They kicked out the chemical pharmaceutical companies.
Oh, no. Really?
Because they found a 35% increase in cancers and specifically liver disease from the chemicals they were using in farming. So this is the classic retaliation move to get them
starve them
in a desperate position.
Yeah. We can't poison you, so we're going to
starve you. Take your ability to warm yourself and your medicine. Overthrow you. I mean, they've had resignations over there, the president and everything, for the last couple of weeks.
Oh, we'll just put in our figureheads that the U.S. wants.
Yeah.
If they don't, they'll do what we always do. We'll strong arm.
And
we're just here for democracy.
Yeah,
just democracy.
Democracy, and this should come to the U.S. of A. at some point. Hopefully,
we're gonna reap what we sow.
Yeah, we are. But this is a shot of Sri Lanka, and I believe this was a couple of days ago. I think it was on the 7th. And hungry people in Sri Lanka hunt for politicians and journalists while the police are forced to retreat. Now, why would they be hunting for journalists, Chanda, Amber? Huh?
Number one on the shit list.
Number
Can't
one
be
on the
telling
shit
no
list.
truths, man.
Want to know truths because they are owned. That news is controlled by the fascist government there as well. But just take a look at this. These people are hungry. Got one. Got another one.
Gonna get worse.
It scares the shit out of me because that's what's coming for us. Beating your neighbors for freaking food.
Well, I'm thinking they think that they were either a journalist or not a journalist, but whatever. But they wanted government officials because they're blaming their government for the situation they're in. So there's multiple things that I want to say about this, and I'll try and keep it short and I'll try and articulate it.
We're gonna be too busy watching Ozark.
Yeah, I'm having a day here. Honestly, if they did that in this country, I believe that would happen here as well, and I think it is going to happen in some way, shape, or form. Now, how I tie this together to don't protest at the Judge Alito's house or Nancy Pelosi's house or Chuck Schumer's house, I would say, why in the hell are you playing by their rules? Tell them to take their rules and shove them up their ass. You protest as close as you can and put pressure on these fuckers because guess what? They don't care about you. They allowed this pandemic to get where it's getting. They got us into almost World War III. They're taking our money, our tax dollars, and they're putting them into a proxy war. Why would you ever listen to these idiots that say, oh, you've got to be civil and peaceful protest and everything else? Well, that's a fine line. Just to do that. They expect you to sit on your laurels and do what they say when you concede to the powerful and the fascists that are running this government, then you might as well just go bury your head in the sand and die. That's all I'm saying. Do you guys have an argument against that?
They're going to be watching Ozark.
Yeah.
Going further in debt, less resources, no food, not having a connection with their neighbors or knowing what to do in case of an emergency. It's gonna get worse. It's gonna get way worse. These are countries, third world countries, and other countries around the world stand up when shit goes bad.
France.
That's what you're seeing. France,
Spain,
all over Europe.
Yeah.
Yep.
They dump shit on their fucking houses.
What
How
do we
close
get in
is
the
that?
streets for? And then give $95 million to Black Lives Matter so they can go buy mansions?
Yeah, multiple mansions.
Yeah. I mean, and then, no, we can't, don't protest now, don't want to be labeled
It's not the right time.
COVID, it's dangerous.
It's not the right time. Don't force the boat. Not the right time.
No.
It's never the right freaking time.
We have to fund the police. We have to give them more money. They're sorely underfunded. They need more cameras and they need more counseling and everything else.
I got that. That's on the deck. Biden's budget for new hires of police. So I moved Jimmy Dore up since we're talking about it. We're all fired up. Let's keep talking about it.
Well,
that's the next one, Oz.
I'm not going to apologize. I'm pissed.
No.
I'm a boomer. I watched this shit from when I became aware of shit, back when I was a little kid, watching all this shit, watching Kennedy.
Civil rights movement.
Kennedy and the assassination of Kennedy and the riots and everything else. And granted, I didn't come aware of this shit until the late 90s, a lot of it. But I would say the defining time for me was when Bill Clinton sold us out with NAFTA.
Yes,
that was the big
Where was
stinker.
anybody protesting then?
Nowhere.
Right.
I tore up a newspaper when I read it because I was still reading newspapers back then. I go, are you fucking kidding me? I was done with Bill Clinton on that day, and I should have been done before. But anyway.
Well, and look how hard we fought through Occupy, and look how fucking disastrous that was.
Exactly.
Then look at Standing Rock. It's
Standing Rock.
been a fucking.
This whole country should have been at Standing Rock. They should have been there.
Can I tell you, I had lots of friends that got arrested at Standing Rock because half of my crew, we had just got back from a cross-country trip already to Philadelphia for protesting. So they immediately took off. I was thinking the other day, like, oh, I need to reach out to these guys and try to interview them, find out where they are now after Standing Rock. You know, so many of them are doing fucking hard time. And we're talking 8 to 10 years. And that's how they shut the hardcore organizers down. If you're organizing and you actually make a dent on the ground, an impact that might threaten them or might scare them, no, you're gone. You know?
People, yeah, go ahead.
And even after Occupy, we had a fairly decent, push on the TTP.
Yeah,
now
we
look
did.
at it.
We did.
Every single one of those motherfucking situations is happening and being pushed through legislation through Congress.
They just call it something else. It gets put in under another bill. Yeah, TPP has pretty much been passed. Hate to break it to you guys, it's
fucking
split it
horrible.
up. Yeah,
it's disgraceful at best. And so, to me, the age of this type of resistance is over in the United States.
I agree.
Absolutely
I
destroyed.
agree. I agree.
I think the BLM protests were it. I don't think anything else will ever.
I predict it'll be the R word. It won't be, it won't be protest. It'll just be mayhem. And if you say that word on YouTube, you get dinged. So I don't say it.
No, you can't. No, both of you, I agree with you. And I know many who watch this and who are in the chat agree too. We cannot play by their rules. And those of us that can help where we can, whether we're out on the streets or supporting people who are out on the streets, we're going to have to do that. Do not take this shit, because they're going to tell you how you should behave in your society, and this is supposed to be a constant...
At all times.
At all times.
At all
Don't
times.
do it. I'm not advocating violence. I'm just telling you, they're advocating violence and taking away my rights as an American citizen by the minute. And that's not what we're supposed to get into. So again, any of this shit, do not bend the knee to any of it. Fight for your rights, because we're losing them more and more all the time.
Popeye the Sailor, excellent. I agree. If this country listened to Zappa more than the crappy Lady Gaga, none of this would have happened. I agree.
And that's another thing. Your mainstream media, Hollywood, Holly fucked. And all of those individuals, those celebrities that some of you might really enjoy and think they're the greatest thing since sliced bread, they've been working against you forever.
They all are.
They've been screwing your brain. So anyway, I had to rant because I'm seeing this happen in Sri Lanka, and it's not just Sri Lanka.
Well, here, play this clip. This is Jimmy. This is the same thing we're talking about.
It happened in Hong Kong a couple weeks ago, I think, didn't it?
It's been happening in India.
India. And doesn't Bill Gates have a warrant out for his arrest in India there, Chanda?
He has for a while.
Yeah. So here we go with the clip.
They just proved they're nothing but MSNBC light. That's all they are. There's no reason for the Young Turks to exist. We don't need another news organization to tell you to vote for Democrats. We already got CNN. We already have the New York Times. We already have MSNBC. We don't need one on YouTube. Okay, but we have a bunch of them, by the way. There's not just them. There's most of the shows who consider themselves lefty news shows are going to always tell you to vote Democrat on YouTube, which goes to show you they're not really left. There's no fucking left in America. When it comes down to clowns like me to carry the mantle and to keep people honest on the left, there's no left. And now the people who call themselves Democrats and think they're lefties, which you're not. If you're supporting Democrats, you're supporting a right-wing party. Just so you know, we have two right-wing parties in America. We need a left-wing one. So now they're upset about abortion, and they're going to judges' houses. So they went to Kavanaugh's house, Justice Kavanaugh, because and they're protesting at his house over abortion.
I'm shocked at how
and here's what's happening.
Kavanaugh's house is.
I don't know what they're yelling.
They're at the wrong house, aren't they?
Women's rights.
You don't care if people die. Pro-life is a lie. You don't care if people die. Pro-life is a lie.
Why are they at Kavanaugh's house?
They went to all of the justices' houses. So
Screw that. Go after your congressional representatives. Every single one of them.
They do. They're not even fucking voted in. Like,
dude, they wanted the beer hat. Come on.
And that was that.
Right?
And Amber, you're thinking that was just a setup, right?
Oh, yeah.
This is always theater with these guys.
That is absolute theater. Those
photo op.
Here's the thing: anybody who doesn't comprehend what's happening with abortion rights and the right to life movement and the pharmaceutical industry and major players like Bill and Melinda Gates on the world stage and the pandemic are completely fucking clueless.
They are 100% clueless. And that's the pink hat. That is the whole entire shit-lip pussy hat wearing crowd.
If you haven't been screaming about bodily autonomy, our loss of health care, and everything connected with this fucking disaster of a vaccine program that's been experimentally put out to 4 billion people, you really don't understand what's going on in this country.
What do you got behind you, Chanda?
I came across this just as we were getting ready to go on air. Biden's budget doubles funding for police hiring programs. Does that say 38?
40 years of work and
388 million.
Yeah, 388.
$400 million. And I'll go back to what I just played in Sri Lanka. That's why they're trying to build up their
Exactly.
They want
drone program.
They want to militarize the police to the max so they can protect them, not protecting us, not protecting poor communities or homeless, to protect the politicians and the in crowd, the Martha Vineyard people. The Hamptons
your wall
people.
Around the White House.
Exactly.
This is it. And
around the Supreme Court.
And shame on us if we let them do this and continue to keep doing this. And that's all I can say. Shame, shame,
but they
shame.
Screamed under Trump for defunding. Don't forget, they are the ones who screamed for defunding. That was whole point of the BLM movement.
And fired everybody. Was a critical thinker. Don't forget that part also. Calling them, whatever name they wanted to. But those are the people that actually thought about things and thought about what they were doing and then turn around. That money's not going to personnel.
No.
That's going to equipment. That's
hardware.
Robo dogs.
Somebody's going to buy all that surplus shit from the military. Come on, Amber.
Well, yeah, no. Boston Dynamics is probably peeing their pants. I agree. You guys have seen, like Amber brought up, they've got the little Terminator dogs now.
I have video. It's in the deck.
Okay, never mind.
I told you. I sat all day going, I know what you're playing.
Sharing my brain again.
I know.
That's what you're doing.
Now we need World Health Public Surveillance.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Ed,
it's coming.
You brought Amber King's daddy of one of her babies, right?
Not
Amber King.
Heard's
Amber Heard.
baby
Sorry,
daddy.
Amber King. I'm looking at you and thinking of Amber Heard. Sorry.
Some Ambers aren't evil.
Some Ambers aren't evil.
Okay, well, is this Elon? I'm trying to remember if this is Elon and Twitter or if this is one where Putin's trying to kill him, because Putin was trying to kill him, remember? Okay, yeah, no, this one is him talking about reinstating Trump and his conversations with old Jack Dorsey on what the future of Twitter looks like.
Memeology.
Which is different than Amber Heard.
Are you planning to let Donald Trump back on?
Well, I think there's a general question of should Twitter have permanent bans? I've talked with Jack Dorsey about this, and he and I are of the same mind, which is that permanent bans should be extremely rare and really reserved for people where they're trying to for accounts that are bots or spam scam accounts, where there's just no legitimacy to the account at all. I do think that it was not correct to ban Donald Trump. I think that was a mistake because it alienated a large part of the country, and did not ultimately result in Donald Trump not having a voice. He is now going to be on Truth Social, as will a large part of the sort of the right in the United States. And so I think this could end up being, frankly, worse than having a single forum where everyone can debate. I guess the answer is that I would reverse the perma ban. Obviously, I don't own Twitter yet, so this is not like a thing that will definitely happen, because what if I don't own Twitter? But my opinion, and Jack Dorsey, I want to be clear, shares this opinion, is that we should not have perma bans. Now that doesn't mean that somebody gets to say whatever they want to say. If they say something that is illegal or otherwise, just destructive to the world, then that there should be perhaps a timeout, a temporary suspension, or that particular tweet should be made invisible or have very limited traction. But I think perma bans just fundamentally undermine trust in Twitter as a town square where everyone can voice their opinion. It was I think it was a morally bad decision, to be clear, and foolish in the extreme.
Are you planning to let Donald Trump back on?
I guess the answer is that I would reverse the perma ban.
Is he jerking off? No, never mind.
He's feeding his steering wheel. So yeah, Elon says he will let Trump back if he does take over Twitter.
Well, he should let Trump back as a president, for Christ's sake.
Yeah. But no, the Democrats just watched that for years. Right?
Amber's having a seizure.
Twitter will be so much more fun. I mean, it was fun with Trump there, I got to say. Every day, wondering what crazy batshit thing he was going to tweet out, if it was going to be spelt wrong. I mean, come on, it was amusing.
My question is, who in the CIA designed Twitter to let politicians have 140 characters? Because every political advisor said, don't fucking go on Facebook. Do not make your shit public. The number one rule of politics is hide your social media, except Twitter. Twitter is now where you find your news alerts. Twitter is where I learned that Michael Jackson had died in a hospital in California. Twitter is where every president tweets their most important thing.
It is. It is the pulpit, right?
So how did we give that much power to a pulpit? And we know, I mean, come on. This has nothing to do with free speech. This has everything to do with data siphoning.
Oh, God.
And controlling the narrative. And we know that. We fucking know that.
What better way than bread and circuses? I mean, that's the best. Like I say, if you want to win an argument, bring humor into it. You'll usually win.
There you go.
I just would like sarcasm back.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah.
Media, and it's been very dangerous propaganda lately. So
yeah.
I'm going to put my 2 cents in for satire.
Yay.
I'm going to shout out a Super Ray over here on the Rockfin. Chris Leon says, hi guys, love your new format and love court cunts last night. Aw, thanks. So disappointed to see Katie Halper shilling for the Dems. She had Nina Turner on with Amy Vallejo, and they're still shilling about voting Democrat. I wonder why Katie's become such a con artist. She is part of the Jewish New York always vote Dem because Republicans are bad and fascists and they scare me. LOL. When we gonna wake up? When they gonna wake up?
If Katie had the courage to come on some of our sisters and brothers shows and have this discussion, which she won't, she will not do it, I would have more respect for her. But I didn't even realize that happened. So
I think it's like an identity crisis too for a lot of these people that have been like Nomiki Constant, some of these. That's all they know. They're rooted in that. Their whole identity is wrapped up in being the progressive, outspoken Dem who gets along and crosses the imaginary, gets in there and works with Democrats. I think if they ever actually did step back and say, no, the Democrats have crossed the line, I can no longer support them, what would they have? They'd have nothing. They'd have no click.
Well, Anna tried it for a day last week.
And it bit her in the ass. Yeah.
I just want to say, for the record, this Amber was not fiddling with Elon's nipples, but she's doing it for the money, baby.
Oh, yeah, God.
She wants to be hireable. She wants to stay in her circle, know your lane, carve your message. Come on.
She's a big fish in her little pond.
Anybody's surprised by that, I am not.
Well, again, like Nomiki, like Dole, like, so many of these, Kyle Kalinske and Crystal Ball.
Emma Vigeland.
Sam Cedar, who's just so irrelevant.
Jordan
He needs to
Tarleton.
go on a trip for about 20 years. But this is the thing. They will never go in an open forum that's got independent moderators and have a real discussion.
They don't have to.
Well, they don't have to because they're getting supplemented for their propaganda and their bullshit. And a lot of people really like Katie Halper, and I used to follow her. I tried to reach out a couple of times, but I kind of found out what kind of cloth she was cut from. Like Amber and I are finding out, Chanda, with some of our sisters and brothers who have not been exposed yet. And I'm very cautious. Very cautious, and you need to be cautious too. So don't glorify somebody until you really get to know them if you don't want to get bit in the ass.
Yeah, watching Katie over the years, I really did appreciate her work with Matt Taibbi when I was still inside the party, and I still had that same stupid shit lib mentality of we're going to take over the party and we are the true Democrats, and the neocon Democrats, they'll just go away. Yeah, that's never going to happen.
Yeah.
Well, and in parallel to that is I think there's that same feeling now, which is very, Tea Party-esque with the Republican Party.
Yeah.
And boy, do they have a surprise a-coming.
Yeah, a little bit.
Spend your money. Spend your time organizing for fucking nothing.
Nothing. Believe me, all of you people out there, our friends and fams, you never want to get in the lane of access journalism because you lose your credibility in less than 2 seconds. The minute you do that, don't compromise your principles, ever. Please, respect yourself. That's all. What do we got here? You brought a Bart Simpson talking about disrespect.
Okay, this is the worst inflation of my life. The worst inflation you've seen so far. Yeah.
Count on that. You brought Large Marge. Thanks. Appreciate that.
Large Marge. She's back.
Large Marge is back. I dream about Large Marge. What is this?
We got to talk about no baby formula. We're in Washington State. We've been hit the hardest. So this is CNN's take on it from Shepard himself.
No.
Sam. Oh God.
The nationwide shortage of baby formula is hitting parents hard. In the first half of last year, formula was really easy to find, only about 8% out of stock, according to Data Assembly. But last month, the percentage of baby formula missing from shelves across the country ballooned to 40%, a 5-fold increase. More than half of U.S. states have out-of-stock rates ranging from 40 to 50%. Hit the hardest? Metro areas San Antonio, Memphis, Nashville, Houston, and Des Moines. Now parents are on the hunt, some traveling thousands of miles. Here's Stephanie Gosk.
Empty shelves. This is really scary. And worried parents.
A couple stores we've been in, we have not had it, and we've had to go to the next location.
They are looking for baby formula and not finding it, at least not easily.
I myself am down to 1 can of formula.
At the end of April, nearly 40% of popular baby formulas were sold out across the U.S. That's up from 31% 2 weeks before. The shortage is getting worse.
This is a pain in the butt to find.
Good.
Baby formula, like many things, has been affected by supply chain issues, making it worse.
That's why I brought
the Abbott Nutrition plant in Sturgis, Michigan, one of the largest in the country, has been shuttered for months. The company issued a voluntary recall of multiple powder baby formulas in February and halted production. The FDA is investigating conditions at the factory. In a statement to NBC, Abbott in part says it is implementing corrective actions and enhancements and working on resuming operation.
Yeah, they're working on it.
All right, educate me, ladies.
First of
That's
all,
why I brought it.
First of all, this is not food for babies. Only a very, very small percentage of the population should be using these products. Yet, in America, we have a large percentage of babies being fed this in their most formative years.
WIC gives you 15 cans free a month.
Oh, isn't that great? Sponsored by Nestle.
Mm-hmm.
I bet they sponsor their water too. Right. No, it's insidious. It's, again, funded by the WHO, funded by the FDA. They sponsor lactation programs where you leave every hospital in the United States with a fucking sample of formula. It's the most disgusting shit on the planet. I would not give my baby formula in a million years. In a million years. It is not fit for human consumption.
But I absolutely believe that it is a woman's right to choose if she wants to breastfeed or not. I mean, when she does the research and realizes what's in it, she might, think differently, but it's absolutely.
And I will have to say, there is a bunch of different alternatives to the shit in a can. If you have not done the research to do that, your child is in danger of chronic illness, cancer, a reduced IQ, and you're looking at a lifetime of poverty. It's not food. It is GMO corn and soy at its most refined, powdered state.
Well, they got to fatten the calves.
They do, and they fatten kids up. That's why they weigh them on WIC. They want to make sure that, and they say it's part of the nutrition program, right? But
no, it's malnutrition. Yeah. That's why Americans are so large. We're vitamin deficient. We're malnourished. It's not a volume thing.
I feel it every day.
It's a vitamin and amino acid protein problem.
So is Nancy Pelosi selling baby formula now?
Well, she's got a deal for you, and so does Biden.
It's part of the Mother's Day abortion show. Come on.
All right.
Well, you see, obviously she got the facelift.
I'm Joe, and I'm Nancy, and we've got baby food. Do you have a hungry baby?
Are you all out of baby formula?
Have you searched every store in town, only to find nothing but empty shelves? Joe, read the teleprompter.
Oh, well, you're a duck.
No, it says you're in luck.
Yeah, that's what I said.
You need baby formula? We got baby formula. For just 17 payments of just $19.99, you can have half a can of partially used baby formula that may or may not contain cat hair. Absolutely free. For just 6 payments of $15.75. Plus 17 payments of just $19.99. That's less than a tank of gas.
And if you act now, I'll throw in an empty container of formula for just 37 payments of $47.55. That's a 25-cent value. Absolutely free. For just $1,759.35.
That's less than a tank of gas.
But wait, that's not all. For a limited time, I'll throw in a scratched-off lottery ticket for only $20. And I'll give you,
$20.
$20 for just,
17 payments of $60.
17 payments of $60.
Good boy. And if you send us a check for $99, I'll throw in the morning after pill absolutely free. For only 6 payments of $45, plus $35 for shipping and handling. That's a $14 value, absolutely free, for just $404, plus $1,500.
But wait, we're not done.
For just a measly $1,400, I'll throw in a second can of partially used baby formula that may or may not contain cat hair, absolutely free, for just 6 payments of $17.99.
Wow, that's almost a full can.
But wait, there's more.
Because it's all Trump's fault, the
first 100 callers.
First 100 callers will get to smell the $40 billion we're sending to Ukraine. And I'll even throw in a used gas card with no money on it.
Wow, that's amazing.
But that's not all.
No, that's it.
Oh.
read the teleprompter.
And remember, people, if you don't have babies, you won't need formula.
And you'll have enough money for gas, too.
Hey, it's all Trump's fault anyway.
It's all Trump's fault.
It's all Trump's fault. It's Trump's
I'm
fault.
gonna do my eyebrows like that
Oh,
next
shit.
time.
Well, we were commenting that she looked like she got the facelift,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
You could see her eyes again. So obviously, United Spot caught it too. That's
I'm
hilarious.
so glad they're with us in this fight. I would also just like to take this time to remind people of how much baby formula costs.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
About $45 for one of those cans. It's about averaging about $100 to about $1.25 an ounce. So, a newborn is 1 to 2 ounces every 2 hours, which is about 24 ounces a day. By the time the baby's 6 months, you're going through 42 to 48 ounces a day. So add that shit up.
Yeah.
Will my car run on that? It's cheaper than gas, isn't it? Or
only the Nancy lac, and then you need the Nancy laxatives.
Yeah, the Nancy lac. So Amber sent me this yesterday. This is what prompted me to go, oh, hey, let's do a show. You want to explain it, Amber?
Yeah, this is from our friend James Rogowski, who has a ton of great information, but not enough people. So I also prefaced this. The WHO used baby formula in conglomeration of trying to get Assange out of the Ecuadorian embassy. They actually were trying to push Nestle products into Ecuador. So that with $1 million bribe is how they got Julian Assange in Belmarsh prison. So just a little primer. This is how we work in a multitude of different ways. We put the screws in. So Bill Gates' wet dream, the WHO is trying to push a vote to change the international health regulations, the IHR. You can go to IHR, look them up. So we're looking at a vote probably mid to late May. I'm assuming they may get a little heat and they may change what they're doing here, and maybe have a vote when they're not planned on it. But they're basically going to remove sovereignty from 196 countries. Complete sovereignty, complete control, data, health. They can impose sanctions. They get control of the media. I mean, it's
so
everything.
they're TPPing the country now. The
Yeah.
world,
Planet.
the whole planet.
The world.
The fucking planet.
Right, but it's under the guise of, World
Health.
Health Organization.
Yeah, it's for our next pandemic, Oz. We've handled this one so well. We need greater control.
Well, that's not what Bill Gates has to say, and I've got the next 3 slides to prove it. Oh, I dropped those links in the chats, Amber, so people can
thank
get
you.
the format. So it's easy. It's already there for you. Just put your names in and send it off.
Stop and share. Feel
Stop
free to
and
call
share.
that those congressional switchboards too, now that they're in your phone.
Yep. Okay, so of course, Gates, he wrote a book, right? The next pandemic. So yeah, let's hit this one and then we'll go to the next one.
Well, just when you thought the COVID-19 pandemic was a once-in-a-lifetime experience with the shutdowns, mandated masks, required vaccines and passports, Bill Gates comes along and says, not so fast. Turns out COVID-19 was just one of many possible pandemics we might experience. But don't worry, you don't need to live in fear. Bill Gates has a plan.
If we make the right investments, we won't need to live in fear of another COVID. We can build a health system that is ready to stop outbreaks before they go global.
All right, well, he calls it the GERM team, GERM, which stands for Global Epidemic Response and Mobilization Initiative. He says the team would be managed by the World Health Organization. Besides nations who contribute, the top non-government donors to the WHO are the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation and Gavi, the Vaccine Alliance. But interestingly, Gavi's top donor is the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. So basically, it could be argued that the boss of the WHO is Bill Gates. So essentially, he'd be in charge of preventing future pandemics.
Thanks, Kim. Kimmy breaking it down for us. Right. So he's on a world press tour. He's got to lighten his image up a little bit. He's been getting a lot of broad press since the whole Epstein and Melinda didn't like him thing.
Oh,
and
he's mourning.
Yeah, not to mention the pedos who got picked up on his property that worked for him. And, he's just got a whole bad media storm. So he thought puppies is the way to do it. So now he dropped a video, trying to explain his response team. And he thinks that people will relate to puppies. This is Jason Burmis.
There's good data for that.
There is good data for that.
I mean, unless you're
Fauci. I was going to say unless you're Fauci.
Yeah, Monkey Island Fauci. There we go.
The program that Bill Gates told you they weren't preparing for is the goal is to develop platform technologies that can be deployed safely and rapidly to provide the U.S. population with near immediate protection against emerging infectious diseases and engineered biological weapons, even in cases when the pathogen or infection agent is unknown. So actually, no, they did, Bill, start this partnership almost a decade ago when I was warning people about you in the film Shade the Motion Picture. So let's go back to the video of Bill Gates loving us with a puppy and letting us know that he's got a plan.
A pandemic is like a fire that starts in one building, and within weeks, it's not only burning in an entire city, it's burning in every country of the world. So to prevent pandemics, we need the equivalent of a global fire department. Just as we need smoke detectors, we need health workers around the world on the lookout for disease outbreaks.
And again, it's not like we don't have those, and those haven't been reported on. But once again, through this narrative, every single infectious disease, whether it be something like he's warned out about in the past of bioterror-wise or natural, okay, it is now going to be coming over an authoritative dictate unit of medical martial law. And this is giving them legitimacy. Oh, a lovely little symbol he's got going on there. Listen, I've given the A-OK, but wait a minute, does that mean he's a bigot? Is that the white supremacy symbol? Is he secretly coding that he loves Donald Trump? Well, if you believed mainstream media narratives, you might believe that right now. But hey, he's got a puppy, dude. And that puppy's adorable.
And just like we have firefighters, we need a team whose full-time job is to prevent pandemics. Raising the alarm when outbreaks emerge, helping contain them.
Make sure you get your baby
and
vaccinated.
working on new tools, diagnostics, treatments, and vaccines. Creating this organization will not be easy, but I'm convinced it will make
sure
the world
won't be
a lot
easy.
safer. You can learn more about it in my new book, How to Prevent the Next Pandemic.
How to prevent the next pandemic. It's like a burning building, Amber, and he's the only one who can put it out.
Everybody loves puppies.
Puppies.
Especially beagles.
Right.
Just check out the White Coast Waste Project.
Yeah,
if
Fauci.
you'd like to learn more about Bill Gates' funding of the NIH beagles.
Yeah. They tested on all those beagles. They put their...
I don't want to think about that.
Continued.
Yeah, they put their heads in cages, and I won't go there. What do we got
Let's
here?
just say it wasn't a one-time thing.
No, it wasn't a
it's
one-time thing.
Always.
They always do this. Yeah. So one more going after Gates, and then
getting better.
Yeah.
Getting warmer.
The dream is, yes, a lot of the funding for these mRNA companies is for cancer-related vaccines. And part of the beauty is that even if the thing you're trying to attack in the cancer, only a small number of people have it, it's so easy to change the instructions in the vaccine. You don't have to build a whole new factory and verify the factory. You just type those numbers in, and hopefully the regulator sees, oh, you're just doing this small thing. Go ahead.
Where are all of Bill Gates' lawyers at? He ain't got no handlers. This dude's worth billions and billions and billions of dollars. Shouldn't his kids at least be telling him, hey, dude, shut the fuck up. We're going to want an inheritance in the future, and you running your mouth so loud, you're waking up a bunch of normies to the fact that you're a skinwalker, that you're a lizard person. You better shut up, shut up, daddy. Nobody's telling you to shut up. We're coming for you, Bill. Take a look at this man over here. So, here he is. He's at a TED Talk. And again, the dude who's got 58 million followers on Twitter, when he's pumping his own book on how how to stop a new pandemic. We're going to give him the Mark Dice, Brian Stelter voice because I don't have a voice for this dude. And even though he's got 58 million followers on Twitter, he can't get 4,500 likes on this. And he's got to keep the comment section off. Fuck you, bro. Everybody knows that you're a criminal, that you're pumping out crimes. That's all you're doing. You're worse than a virus, brother. And so here he is. Now he's doing a TED Talk, and he lets slip that he wants to continue to bypass all of these regulatory federal structures full of bureaucracy that is supposed to be there for a reason, because it's supposed to stop the high-speed development of medicine from corporations that are constantly corrupt. The bureaucracy, to some extent, in these buildings is supposed to at least help the average everyday person.
Yeah, it works so well during COVID to just get those regulations, pesky little regulations, out of the fucking way so they could just roll steam ahead and do what they needed to do. So why go back to the way it used to be? Because that's the way it always is. That's the way it was with the Patriot Act and on and on and on. They impose this shit during emergencies and then it becomes, everyday normal.
That's just a coincidence, damn it.
It's not progress. Come on. We need to move. We need to learn more. We need to move onward, upward, and be better.
This one, I want to know your input on this, Amber. Have you heard about this yet?
Absolutely.
I knew you had.
I heard about this this morning.
Following closely.
Yeah. Okay, so it has nothing to do with the boop boop from what this report has to say. So severe hepatitis in children is insanely on the rise.
And this is from...
Totally normal.
Yeah, this is from CNBS.
Yeah, this is shit CNBS. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
The agency reported today it's now investigating more than 100 severe cases in young children. That's up from just 11 2 weeks ago. At least 90% of those kids hospitalized, 14% needed liver transplants, and 5 children died. Health officials say they found cases in at least 24 states, the one here that are shown in blue. According to the CDC, they've traced cases back to last October. The agency issued a health alert last month, warning doctors to be on the lookout for unusual cases of liver inflammation or hepatitis in young kids. CNBC's Meg Terrell covers science and medicine for us, and she's on the top story at the bottom of the hour. Meg, do the experts have any idea what's causing this?
Yeah, Shep. Right now, one of the leading hypotheses is a link to a virus known as adenovirus, and specifically one called adenovirus type 41. Now, usually adenoviruses cause respiratory symptoms, but type 41 typically shows up in kids as diarrhea, vomiting, and fever. And while the CDC says there have been links to liver issues with this type of virus before, it's always been in kids who are immunocompromised. And one of the most confounding parts of the situation now is, at least among the earliest reported cases in the U.S., all of the kids were previously healthy. And the CDC said today that more than half of the 109 patients under investigation had evidence of an adenovirus infection. And similarly, a report out from the UK today notes 72% of cases who were tested for it had adenovirus. That compares with 18% who had SARS-CoV-2. Altogether now, there have been more than 360 cases or suspected cases reported from the US, UK, and Europe. And scientists haven't ruled out COVID, but it's not their leading hypothesis. The CDC said other factors could be at play, like environmental exposures, medications, or other infections. This is what disease detectives all over the world are trying to figure out now. What do these cases have in common? The UK even noted that a lot of the affected kids had exposure to dogs, and it's looking into whether there's any connection there. But it also points out that a lot of families in the UK have pet dogs.
Those puppies
One
again.
thing that has been ruled out, though, is COVID vaccines. Most of the kids affected were too young
How
to be
convenient.
eligible for
How quickly
vaccination.
that was ruled
Median
out.
age in the U.S. of the first cases is just 2 years old. And while this is certainly concerning, the CDC emphasizes these cases are very rare. Signs of hepatitis to look out for are vomiting,
We don't know what it
dark
is.
urine, light-colored
And they're on the
stools,
rise.
and yellowing of the skin or jaundice. It recommends kids be up to date on all their vaccinations and that caregivers take the usual precautions to avoid infections like washing hands and staying away from people who are sick. Things were pretty
Wait
used to.
till your liver's dying.
Meg Terrell, have a good weekend.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
They didn't put that
my
in there. How
fucking
come
God.
they didn't put that in there? Isn't there
It was in there. It just wasn't in that clip. I'm sure at the beginning of the hour, at the end of the hour, it was one of their bumpers. I mean, how disgusting. How could they rule it out so quickly, Amber? These cases have only been skyrocketing for a couple of weeks that they've been aware of, but it's definitely not the boop boop.
I would push you to this study that we can't play the clip from.
Right.
Because we're on tubes. Human saliva, breast milk, plasma contain exomes of RNA uptake by macrophages, which they think is causing these young children that aren't eligible for boobs, because they are eligible for boobs unless they're on the formula that they're getting. That basically we've proven shedding into unvaccinated because of this, and now we're seeing extreme damage in very, very, very young children.
So through breast milk.
What are the odds of that?
Or being in proximity.
Or just being proximity
from the shedding.
From the shedding. Which is what I've been fucking screaming about for.
No, you have been. You have been. Yes. From
the beginning.
February of 2021, you were screaming about shedding.
But this is horrific. Yeah. To see an infant show up in acute liver failure should be 5-alarm fire bells.
But hey, we don't need any of those regulations or, blame it on the puppies.
Vaccinated, it's the puppy.
It's the puppy.
No, it's absolutely insane. And they've done the science. It exists.
Yeah.
You won't find that on.
Yeah. Well, just in time, because reports are saying that 5 to 14 million Americans could lose their medical coverage when COVID-19 pandemic ends. I don't know what that means, but Kaiser Family Foundation estimates that 5 to 14 million Americans could lose their coverage. They want every single person who's on coverage to have their eligibility checked within the next 12 months. They have 12 months to qualify everybody.
Because they hired that many people?
No, that's double duty for those 86,000 IRS agents you were talking about.
IRS agents are not checking Medicare coverage.
Yeah, I know.
Let me tell you that. That's the swift arm of CMS and, the doctor. It just starts with massive denials. Which, honestly, the healthcare industry is so fucked already. I wouldn't be surprised if they find a way to keep these people on, because people are so screwed. They have not returned to not only is the need for extreme things and extreme illnesses, when you go to the ER now, it is a totally different experience.
Yeah, it is.
And it has nothing to do with COVID. It has to do with the vaccine. And it has to do with all of the illnesses people have seen since then. That they've completely shifted their care. Everybody's getting the EKG. Everybody's getting, what kind of heart. I have seen and heard the most horrific stories in the past few weeks of people. Cancers are exploding at insane levels.
Didn't you predict that
And we're
too?
seeing over and over and over again that the death rates are rising, and they're all in the vaccinated.
Yep.
Yeah, you were
actually admitted it.
Yeah, you were talking about that a couple of years. We were, talking about that when this thing all happened with the mRNA. So, yeah. Public service Julian Assange announcement, right?
Yes, I got this from Comrade Misty Putin. Just a reminder, this picture was taken as Julian Assange sat in a tiny room in Belmarsh watching on video link as members of the U.S. prosecution argued that he was malingering, who is faking his ill health, as he was literally having a fucking stroke.
I'm glad nobody told him to pull up his fucking mask. That's all I can say.
Yeah, he probably figures, why bother? All right.
When I see a
baby pictures.
I love the baby pictures.
Favorite.
That one's so cute. When I see a rich, snooty woman looking at me at the grocery store, I pretend I need something and say, "Excuse me, do you work here?" Just to keep things real.
I like
Can
this
you hand
one.
me that? Where are the zucchini?
It does work.
This is good. Is this actually a video?
Have you heard about this?
I listened to the video.
Oh, okay. So there's a new movie out, a documentary, and it's called 2000 Mules.
Right. Pasta's
And I'm not
watching it,
sure
yeah.
how you can watch that movie. You have to go to a certain site. It's on this video. You'll hear it.
I think it's being ripped everywhere. So.
Oh, I hope so. I hope so. So they talk about, they look into, I don't know, we're on YouTube tonight, so I don't know exactly what I can say. This is about election integrity. And they look into 2020 with some data, and they kind of ring out the fact that, yeah, the ballot box dancing game was actually happening. People were doing what we said they were.
It also grossed $1 million in its first 12 hours.
Oh, it did. So this is an attorney out of Canada that I really like. And, Farron's got me watching a lot of LawTube, and I really like some of these guys because, man, attorneys are smart and they're to the fucking point, and they know what your civil rights fucking are, and they know when they're being stomped on.
Robert, we will not address conclusions. Dinesh D'Souza is categorical in his conclusions, and that's fine. You can go watch it. I believe you either have to subscribe to Dinesh on Locals to get access to the documentary, or buy it. Is it available for free on Rumble? I don't think it is.
No, it's still for sale. And I mean, the best deal is you get a whole year subscription to Dinesh D'Souza's community on Locals, and then you get the movie for free. And so I would recommend that, the 25-minute mark to the 45-minute mark is the core of the evidentiary theory of the movie.
And now, it's not to be critical for the sake of being critical. The movie is very simple. It can actually be summed up in 3 points. That effectively they used Dinesh D'Souza bought data on people's cell phones.
The company True the Vote did.
Okay, sorry, that was not to blame or anything. It's just to say the way their methodology was to purchase basically tracking data on cell phones within a certain geographic area, all legally. It's gathered by cell phones to then identify. They set parameters. They got a ton of data from cell phone geolocation movements. They filtered it down to say we are only interested in cell phone data tracking, which shows that an individual. I don't want to make a mistake on the numbers, but went to 50 ballot drop-off locations in a day, and also went to 5 polling or voting. What's the word I'm looking for here?
I think it was 10 drop boxes and 5 501c3 organizations that were involved in supporting election turnout.
So the methodology for everybody, this is the crux of the movie. It's an hour-and-a-half documentary, but
it's I would say it's half. The other half is the surveillance data.
Oh well, I lumped that together. I would have said the other half was who's financing these not-for-profits that are involved in motivating people to vote.
Well, we've been talking about that for ever now. We were calling it out in real fucking time when it was happening, and now there's cell phone data that backs up that,
Don't get us taken down.
There was a lot of shenanigans.
Don't get us taken down.
That is not how you use the new oil pipeline.
The oil pipeline.
It's not to bolster.
Would you bring Daddy Trump?
Okay, so I had to show you guys what CNN's saying about Trump because he's going down, just like they always say,
Lock her up.
That Hillary's going down,
Lock her up.
just like, yeah.
Former President Trump relentlessly sought to overturn the election, and to date, the attempted coup is detailed in this nearly 400-page Senate report. Trump directly asked Justice Department officials 9 times to undermine the result. And when the former president considered replacing then-acting Attorney General Jeffrey Rosen with loyalist Jeffrey Clark, a DOJ lawyer who supported the election lies, White House counsel Pat Cipollone threatened to quit.
It was Cipollone who spoke up and said that he thought that this scenario and what they were trying to achieve was a murder-suicide pact, and the president should not do it.
The committee's report is the most comprehensive account so far of Trump's wide-ranging plot. New revelations include accounts from inside the Oval Office on January 3rd, when Trump blamed former U.S. Attorney B.J. Pak for failing to find mass election fraud in Georgia and wanted him fired. That prompted acting Deputy Attorney General Richard Donahue to call Pak that night to tell him to preemptively resign, which he did. Republicans have already issued a rebuttal to the report, dismissing the idea that Trump was attempting a coup, noting that ultimately no action was taken by the DOJ.
So President Trump assembled a bunch of people in his
You would have never done these things.
office, and they discussed what they ought to do.
There's still more to find out. The committee is still waiting for records from the National Archives, which could shed more light on the pressure campaign coming from inside the White House. And Democrats say Jeffrey Clark has not yet agreed to an interview.
This has been a massive attack on the integrity of the voting system, the greatest democracy on earth.
At least his face isn't melting.
Documents
Or his hair.
Rudy Giuliani and other Trump allies testified under oath that they did little to verify these false election fraud claims before blasting them out to the public. In a sworn deposition, Giuliani acknowledged he did not have all the facts before falsely accusing a Dominion voting systems executive of changing votes for Joe Biden, defending it this way, saying, "We didn't pronounce him guilty. We laid out the facts that we had." And all of this as the former president continues to insist the election was rigged. Trump released a statement criticizing the work of the January 6th Select Committee, saying lawmakers should conclude that the real insurrection happened on November 3rd, the presidential election, not on January 6th.
There you go. That's what Americans are being told by CNN.
The most trusted name in news.
Not even close.
Not even close. What do you got here? You brought a meme. Oh, Rachel Maddow. Go ahead. Tell us about this meme.
This meme is like 8 years old. It used to say Obama. I just threw Biden over the top of it. There you go. Fuck your wars and fuck your presidents.
I like that. That's good.
Snake.
Kurt.
Love Snake.
Snake Plissken.
Escape from LA, escape from New York.
I had a brief conversation with my sister last night, and she was whining about, oh, Rachel Maddow only comes on once a week now. Aww. And I said, well, I've got to commend her after lying so much about Russiagate and virtually everything else that came out of her pie hole for years. Her conscience finally caught up with her. So she's taking $30 million and she's retiring because I couldn't sleep at night with the amount of bullshit that her, and she's not the only one, but Rachel Maddow's the darling of that community because,
she's just got new gigs.
Yeah. So I told her she just can't sleep at night and she wants to live out the rest of her life in luxury and ponder upon how she lied to the public on everything. So she does have a conscience.
Take the money and run.
Take the money and run. Take the money and run. And I'll bet you my eye teeth, and they're very valuable at my age. That's exactly what she's doing. So that's my spiel, and I'm sticking to it.
$2 million a month, baby.
Yeah,
goes a long way.
That's crazy. Now, you brought a fun one here, Chanda. Is this you?
Yeah, this is just a reminder of what's coming to take your job and, your livelihood and how advanced they're getting, in case you hadn't seen.
Well, it's a race. It's a race because...
They're winning.
Yeah, they're winning because birth rates are hugely down, right, Amber, in this country?
Resistance is futile.
Yeah,
unless your dad's Elon Musk.
Unless your dad's Elon Musk. All right, let's listen to this.
From MIT can take a voice recording and show roughly what the person looks like.
Oh, wow.
There are also some impressive new specialist robots.
Just like
this one uses magnetic tracks to cling to walls, cleaning in a very satisfying way. And this one uses continuous suction to cling on. Other machines allow one person to do the job of many. This one works for Europe's largest pumpkin producer.
Cool.
And this machine's collecting oranges many times faster than humans. Everything's gradually being automated. Look at the size of this potato harvester. And robots are also taking new forms. This Ibex robot is designed
Look at it. Why does it have horns?
It's a reindeer.
Why does it have horns? It's an Ibex.
Yeah, that's they're going to play that. It's going to CERN.
Instead of tripping over them.
That creeps me out.
It's easy to laugh at this one.
Oh, cool.
That creeps me out too.
Master.
Michael Jordan.
And this machine mimics a chameleon's tongue to grasp small objects.
Oh, I like that one.
Can move around
this one.
Your body
yeah.
to grab things that shouldn't be there.
Oh.
It could be a
magnets.
lifesaver for kids who swallow batteries.
Love that.
And of course,
oh yeah,
robots
that's
can
how
get
we're going to
closer
use that.
Animals.
Mighty
Here
Joe,
it
yeah,
goes,
right.
Robot. He knocks it over and then looks a bit guilty. And this mother wolf peed on a robot, so it was accepted by the pack.
All right.
That went on for 20 minutes freaking you out.
I'm going to put my foot down. The minute you and Amber pee on me to be accepted by your pack is when I quit.
That's what you want. Duh. Duh. How do you think you get accepted?
Golden showers.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Come on.
Oh, my God.
Always raining.
This one's Amber's.
Oh. You know, because it's the thing. It's about equality, everybody.
Yeah.
About equality.
I had to give this a double take when I read it. Dating in 2022 be like, I hope I didn't get him pregnant. I mean, isn't that the new one, right? That's the new one? Yeah, I think so. This
is what Bill Gates goes to sleep wondering about every night.
That's what Bill Gates goes to sleep.
Did she get me pregnant?
That's what
transhumanist agenda.
No, he doesn't go to sleep. He goes to bed thinking about this while he's masturbating. So
or is it like a crypt? You know?
Yeah, it is a crypt.
Yeah,
he
sleeps in a crypt.
It is a crypt.
Skynet is close behind.
I read this. What's this about, Chanda?
Oh, so, I've been reporting forever, years now, how low Lake Mead is getting. I mean, they've had to kick on new generators because the other ones are above water by 20 feet. And anyways, because the lake's so low, some of Las Vegas's old secrets are starting to surface via, human remains in barrels. But that's not it. Now they're going to give you rewards if you go out there and find bodies for them.
Ew. Jimmy Hoffa probably goes for a lot, or did they find him?
Joining us for Fox 5 News at 5, I'm John Huck.
And I'm Jacqueline Schultz. Could there be more hidden, sinister secrets below the surface at Lake Mead? Questions keep looming since park rangers found those human remains inside a barrel.
Fox 5's Drew Andre joins us live from Lake Mead right now with details about a reward for answers. Drew.
Well, that's right, and it comes from two retired police officers. They host a show called Problem Solvers, and their goal with this is to try to find some more bodies that potentially could be out here, bring some justice for families and friends that are still here. And police told us earlier this week it is very possible that there could be more bodies that are found as just those lake levels drastically lower. Now, this is where the barrel was found here at Hemingway Harbor. The barrel was found at what's now shoreline, but this challenge from the retired police officers calls on scuba certified divers to go out and look for more barrels. The reward, $5,000 for each body found.
Could be violent.
It's a crime prevention initiative that they're calling on trained divers to help with.
I feel a remake for that TV series Bones.
So anyways, mass amount of freaking people flocked there from Vegas when they heard that they could make like $5,000, and all these amateur wannabe scuba divers have been out there, which is dangerous, but they did find more bodies. So not necessarily in barrels, but there is more bodies that they found since people have been going there.
That doesn't look like a Lake Mead. It looks like a
global
creek.
warming has provided us an amazing opportunity for adventure and fun. Get out on those beaches, find those dead bodies.
You're so funny. You're so funny. I hear that the ice shelf is receding, and they're finding like creatures from a million years ago. So
the ones you can't see that are viruses come from. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's what is that? Yeah, that's a glass.
That's why the pandemic and the sustainable development goals are so closely intertwined.
That's a glass half full perspective. So, practice mutual aid, stop the war on the poor. Hello, thank you, Linda, for these practice mutual aids announcements. Linda. We've got to do that. That's how we organize and we strike. And do not play by their rules. Once again, they're not lawmakers or legislators. They're assholes, and they're working against you. So don't play by their rules. What do we got? What's coming up?
Plenty of bodies for everyone, Steve.
Yeah. Steve.
Yeah, too funny. Listen up. Flint, if you can't see why giving bombs to neo-Nazis is better for your health and safe drinking water, then you ain't American.
Is that a licorice stick on his ice cream?
Pelosi flavor.
Oh,
yeah, it's Pelosi flavor.
Jesus.
That's Nance Tate. What is it like?
Nance Lack.
Nance Lack, yeah. Made with Nance Lack.
Nance Lack. There's Bono and his buddy. Who is that guy? He looks familiar.
It's one big club, baby.
Oh
W.
my God, W.
They're there to save Africa. Wait,
hanging out
Texas.
with
Texas. That's Texas.
hanging out with the boner. I mean the Bono.
Right.
I mean the Bono.
Is that what they were blurring out in that Lake Mead video?
Probably. It's probably the throwing out the boners. Scumbag of the week, of course. I think this is the second time we've had him in a month.
Well, he just, had been out there all day being an idiot.
He's a
so
gift
he got
that
it
keeps on
hands
giving.
down.
Thank you, Scumbag. India, come and get him, please.
I'd vote for Century. Scumbag of the century.
How about
Lifetime?
Lifetime?
I would too. With Fauci in a close second.
Yeah, Ted. Yeah, whew. Hard to tell.
Well, I don't know, because then some people would say Klaus belongs at the top of that list. So
We have a Fee Says tonight. Thank you, Shanda.
I got a couple of Fee says. So Fee says, I'm sure the Empire is telling the truth this time, though. And you know what? They actually put a warning over this, and then it said, you put a warning over your tweet because it might have sensitive content.
Yeah, they've been doing that a lot. They put all these little safety caps on.
Oh, that was blurred out on Facebook.
Yeah, I know. Believe me. Are you sure you want to read this article? Are you sure you want to like this before you read it? I've already read it 50 times.
First. Are you sure?
Yeah. Here we go.
You're not sure.
Feet tweet number 2.
So you were there for this announcement. This is just a congratulation. Of course, Fee, I know it's insane timing, but I will be moving to Moscow, Russia soon. We will be working with RT International. I'm excited for what's to come and awful thankful for those who have been on this journey with our show. And I will continue TCC, the Combo Couch, with Pasta and also producing my own content. Congratulations, Fee.
And that's a profile and courage to stand up.
Yes,
for what you
it
believe
is.
in. Thank you, Fee, for your courage and setting an example for
yeah.
many in this country that doing the right thing is doing the right thing. So that was great. Are we done? We
are done. We don't go a full 2 hours on Tuesday just because we're normally dragging ass and tired.
Yeah. I think a while back we weren't doing the Monday dives because we were like dead from Saturday. And then you and Farron decided to pick up the courtroom gauntlet and
Court Cunts. Join us for Court Cunts on Monday nights.
Yeah, and Amber, do you have a brave new future for Friday?
I do.
Gonna depress me again, huh?
Terrifying. Yeah, I know, right?
It's Friday Fight Night.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Looking forward.
Come get frightened into action. Hopefully.
Yeah, get frightened into action. And tomorrow on the Combo Couch, around noon Pacific, Vanessa Beeley will be joining Fee on Pasta.
Fun.
That's going to be a good one. So check in on that. And then I think, is there any other announcements besides another Beauty and the Boomer on Saturday night, right?
B&B. We're working on all the Patreons that have been coming on board. Some new cards. You want to join our Patreon? Go to Beauty and the Boomer /Patreon. And you guys, we're having fun building these. And then we're going to schedule our very first Patreon meet and greet Q&A probably for the end of the month. So definitely sign up so you can get in on that.
Yeah, Shanda and I are both married, so that's one question you don't have to ask.
I didn't say it was a fans only. Or only fan. I said it was a Patreon.
Oh, not only fan. Is that a pornography site? Is that?
It can be.
Oh my gosh!
It can be whatever you want your OnlyFans to see.
Please,
exactly.
Please write a letter or send Julian a card too, please, if you would.
Please, it's almost Father. If you start now, you'll get it there by Father's Day.
Yeah, that'd be a good love for Father's Day.
Yeah, that would be wonderful.
He is a father.
He's a father.
That's my Mother's Day request.
Yeah, that's a good one. We got a great outro song, and I haven't heard it, but it looks
it's
really
so good. I love it.
love that song, the original and the cover. Thank you, ladies. Thank you, Amber King, for joining us.
Yeah, thanks, Amber.
Amber told me the other day I need a rant night, and so.
I know. I miss you guys. We miss you. We don't have those moments where we get to just go off on shit. So
right. Here we are trying to cut down, and I feel like I've got more going on than I ever have. So
I know.
It's just like, oh gosh. Anyway, I want to thank the chats. How are we doing on Super Race?
Yeah, thanks, chats. Let me see. Rim, I see you. Thank you yesterday for your generous Super Ray. You always catch me at the end of the show. I don't catch them.
Yeah, and thank you for today, Super Ray. We certainly appreciate the support and the help. And I want to tell everybody again, we're going to get those Patreons and the credit cards if you join our Patreon. Who is our newest?
Scorpions and White Snake. I'd totally be there.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Chris Foster. Good morning.
I'll
made
just be
it
listening
in.
to my tape collection.
Did we wake you up? Did we wake you
Yeah,
up?
did we wake you, Chris? We're sorry.
Yeah. Farron's still in there. She's running around. She's swinging her wrench around. She was swinging around last night. So.
You swing that wrench.
Yeah. So anyway, well, thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody in the chats. And there's Kate. Hi, Kate. And we will see you tomorrow on the Combo Couch around noon Pacific with Vanessa Beeley, and then Friday night with Amber King on Brave New Future. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Good night.
Listen to the wind blow, watch the sun rise. Run in the shadows, damn your love, damn your life. And if you don't love me now, then you will never love me again. Can still hear you saying you will never break the chain for. And if you don't love me now, you'll never love me again. Can still hear you saying you will never break the chain for, break the chain. Listen to the wind blow, down comes the night. Run in the shadows, damn your love, damn your lies. Break the silence, damn the dark, damn the light. And if you don't love me now, then you'll never love me again. I can still hear you saying you will never break the chain. And if you don't love me now, then you'll never love me again. I can still hear you saying you will never break the chain. And if you don't love me now, then you'll never love me again. I can still hear you saying you will never break the chain. 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 Keep us together. Never break the chain. Keep us together. Never break the chain. Keep us together. Never break the chain. Keep us together.
Good night, Peggy!